Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Evelise. This is actually the first tutorial I'm posting. The very first video I posted was just kind of an intro video to my channel, just kind of getting to know me and stuff. So yeah, so welcome to the first tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy it. The tutorial is going to be over this look that I'm wearing right now. It's kind of just a rose gold, kind of simple, more natural look, I guess, with like a bold lip, if you would like to say. I really hope you guys enjoy this. If y'all have any questions, just let me know, or let me know whatever y'all would like to see in my next video, and I will try to do that for y'all. So let's hop into the tutorial. So I just took some of this coconut oil, just put a little bit on my lips just because they are kind of dry right now. So yeah, so next thing I'm going to do is go in with this e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. You can see that's what it looks like. Also, if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my mirror because it's kind of hard to see exactly what I'm doing in front of me in the camera, but I'm just using the mirror as well. Also, there's my little puppy. He's taking a nap underneath my pillow right now. So I'm just taking this primer. I'm just taking just a little drop of it. Then I'm just going to rub it all over, mainly on my nose and my eye area. So I'm just going to rub it everywhere. It's really good because it helps set your face for your makeup. So, okay, next I'm going to take this e.l.f. 16-hour Camo concealer. So I'm just going to take like 3 dots under my eyes. And I'm also going to go ahead and prep my eyes, put some on my eyelids and also on my forehead. If you can kind of tell, I just put some on my forehead as well. Next, I'm going in with this Be a Small Face Flat Brush, and this is what I'm going to use to blend all of the concealer out. And as you can tell, I'm rubbing it in on my nose now, but I'm just rubbing it up a little bit just to kind of spread it up a little higher on my forehead. And just with what's left over on the brush, I'm not going to add any extra product. I'm just going to use this remainder product and rub it on my chin. I really like using a brush to blend. Sometimes I'll use a beauty sponge or, you know, a beauty blender, whatever. Sometimes I'll even use my finger, but I really like using a brush for that. And so something like this, just like it's a flat brush, is really good, almost like when you would use for foundation. Okay, now to set all of that concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is the Matte and Poreless powder in the shade 235 Pure Beige. So it just kind of looks like that. Obviously, I use it quite a bit. So this is just what I use to set all the concealer, just so it doesn't start to crease, because you don't want that to start happening, because it'll make your skin look dry as well. I feel like that's what happens if I don't set it, or if I don't even set it fast enough. So I just put it all the places that I put concealer. So a little bit on my forehead, my eyes, my under eyes, and then my nose area. So I just rub it all along there. And yeah. So now I'm going to take my Dream Street palette from Colourpop. This is like my favorite eyeshadow palette. I love it so much. And like I said at the intro, I'm going to do this really rose gold, pretty kind of, it's a really, really pretty rose gold color, and so it's really, really nice. So this is the palette. This is what it looks like. It has 12 shades, I believe. Yeah, 12 shades. So you can see that. That one is like obviously my favorite because it's the most used. It's such a really pretty transition shade. So I'm going to be using this one. Then I'm going to be using this rust looking color, and then that rose gold color. So that's all I'm going to be doing, is using those 3 colors for this one look. And I'm also going to be taking my Wet n Wild brush. This is like my favorite blending brush ever. Like, I love this so much. So yeah, so I'm just taking this Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just going to dip into that lightest transition shade. And so I'm just going to buff this all over my eyes. And I'm not being very careful with this shade because it's the transition shade, so it can get, I want it to kind of get everywhere to set the rest of the eyeshadows that are going to go on my eye. Okay, now I've built this color up to what I want it to be. So I'm going to go in now with this rust color right here. It's very, very pretty. going to be using that one. And I'm just actually taking the same brush, but I'm just going to be a little bit more careful applying this because I want it to stay a little lower than where I put that transition shade. So I'm just going to be a little bit more careful, and I'm going in with a lighter hand as well because it's easier to build it up than take away. Okay, so now that's done, but I'm actually going to take a clean brush. This is from BS Small as well. It's just a regular eyeshadow brush. I'm going to take this and kind of blend those two shades together just to make them look a little bit more natural. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the last shade of this palette, which is that really pretty, sorry, this really pretty rose gold color, if you can tell. So I've used this one first, and then I went in with this rust color in my crease just to deepen it up, and now I'm going in with this rose gold color. But I'm actually just going to take my finger and just rub that along my finger, and I'm just going to apply the eyeshadow with my finger. I feel like that actually allows more of the product to stay on your eye rather than using a brush and having to kind of build it up or having to spray it with like a setting spray or whatever. So I'm just going to use my finger, and I honestly like this because I feel like more of the product actually gets on your eye than like staying on the brush or whatever, and you can kind of have a little more control over what you're doing. So just going to use my finger. Oh, look how pigmented that is, guys. It's crazy. And then if you decide you just want to keep like layering it on, it'll layer really nicely with your finger. So I'm just going to do it on the other side now. Okay, so before I move on, I'm just going to go back in with that transition shade and that rust shade, and I'm just going to kind of add a little bit more of each one on my brush, and I'm actually just going to rub it underneath my eyelid, like my bottom lash line. I'm just going to kind of rub it along there just to give it a little bit of color underneath there to kind of even out the top and the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my eyebrows, and I'm going to take my Rimmel London eyebrow pencil. It's very little. I'm pretty sure I've gone through like 5 of these already. Like, this is probably like one of my favorite brow products. So this is in the shade 002 Hazel. It looks like that. It is a little bit light for me, but I honestly kind of like it because I can once again build up the product and kind of smooth it out and do it the way I want to rather than it being super dark and me kind of having to work a little harder to get it how I want it. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. And I'm just going to outline lightly the top part, and then the end I'm going to also do that. I'm just doing this kind of lightly. I don't do my brows super intense or like super dark. Just for me personally, I feel like that doesn't look very good on me. So I'm just going to add in the product with this pencil. And you just want to make sure you're filling in all of the spots that need to be filled in. And at the top right here, you want to make sure you're making it look natural. See, so once again, you can just build it up. So I haven't even blended it out or anything, but you can already tell the difference just between this brow and this brow. So yeah, and it just gives it a little bit more of a shape, which is really nice as well. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, so now I'm going to take my spoolie again from BS Small, and I'm just going to run that through my brows just to distribute the product evenly and to make sure it just looks nice and that all of the spots got filled in. Now I'm going to actually go in with my eyelashes. I'm going to go in with my Voluminous base. It's like a primer base from L'Oreal Paris. So it's like a 2-in-1. You can use both of these together. They're both from the same line, same company, everything. They sell it together actually, which is really nice. So I just like doing this. It kind of helps give your lashes a little bit of like length and volume and stuff. So I go in with this first and let it fully dry, or let it, when it's almost dry, I then go in with my mascara. And this is a Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. So I'm going to go first in with my base product. And you put it on just like you would mascara. But I just don't do as much. I just do a kind of light layer on the top. And then a light layer on, a really, really light layer on the bottom. Okay. So, and then now when that's almost dry, I'm going to go in with my mascara. So while I'm actually waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go in and set my brows. This is the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara, and this is in the shade 0002 Brownie Brows. Sorry. I think this is a dupe for the Benefit Give Me Brow, but I really, really like it. So what I do, I just kind of take it out, and then I rub some of the product off, just because I feel like it helps a little bit. So I'm just taking this gel mascara, this eyebrow gel, and I'm just rubbing that along. This is going to help keep your eyebrows in place. So I really like this product. I usually don't put that much product. I know it kind of looks like I did, but I really didn't, because I took a lot of it off when I was like about to apply it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my face products. This is the bronzer that I'm going to be using today, is Wet n Wild MegaGlo Contouring Palette. In the shade 749A Dulce de Leche. So it has like a highlighting powder, I guess, and a bronzer, but I don't really use the powder. But yeah, and I'm still unsure how I feel about this bronzer, because there's a lot of kickback, and whenever you like put your brush down, like it's like automatic kickback, so that can be a bit like, it can kind of keep me away from using it a lot of the time. But if you go in with like a really, really light hand, it's really good, and you can build this up really well. So I'm just going to go in lightly with this shade, like very, very lightly, to make sure like powder doesn't like kick back. So I'm just going to get some of that and put some. I'm not using this to like contour. I know it says it's a contour, but I'm not using it to contour. I just use it to mainly bronze up my face. So I'm just going to kind of go in, and I'm not putting it on like contour, like just only in like the cheek part. I'm also like rubbing it like in circular motions, because I want it to kind of look fully bronze, like not just like a streak of bronze right here and right there. I want it to look even. So, and I'm rubbing it, even where I would rub my blush is where I'm going to rub the bronzer as well. So I'm taking a little bit and just rubbing it on my forehead, and I rub it down a little bit, and then I rub a little bit on my nose as well, because you don't want just like bronze, 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 and that's it. So I rub some on my nose, and I rub some on the bottom of my chin, because there's times I don't, and you can tell like a difference in color, and it looks a little funny. So sometimes I'll just rub it on my chin to make it look, once again, as even as possible. So I don't go in super harshly with that. I still want it to look somewhat natural. So now for blush, I'm going to take my Profusion palette. This is the Pink Nudes palette. It has, I like this palette because it has eyeshadows, blushes, and a highlight. So I'm going to be using this blush today. I'm very excited. I like this blush a lot. It's called Blossom. So you can tell it has all of these eyeshadows and then these two blushes. This is a very, very shimmery blush, which I've only used a couple of times because I'm not super big on shimmery blushes. I like more of like a matte look. And then this highlight right here, which actually this highlight is really, really good. I like it. So I'm going to go in with this blush, and this is my Eco Tools blush brush that I use, and so I'm just going to rub that on my face. And I'm not just, once again, trying to make it harsh. I go in circular motions whenever I'm doing this, just to make it look more natural, especially for like the summer months. You just want it to look very like, you know, just light and natural. So the remainder blush on here, I'm actually going to rub that on my nose as well. just a little bit. No, I don't go crazy. I just rub a little bit of blush on my nose. I feel like it kind of makes it, it gives it a little like a sun-kissed effect, which I think is really, really cool. So now before I do my highlight, I'm actually going to go in now and do my mascara. So this is a Voluminous Lash Paradise. I know I already said that, but I really like this mascara. And so I'm going to just kind of rub the top of it off like that. I'm probably going to do like 2 coats of this mascara, and just to see, sometimes I'll use this mascara and layer another one on top, but most of the time I'll just do 2 layers of this, and I really, really like the way it looks. So yeah. Okay, so this is just 1 layer. You can kind of tell a difference between this one and this one, but I'm just going to go ahead and do 1 layer on this side now. Okay, so this is after 2 layers, and I went ahead and put some mascara on my bottom lashes as well. And so now I'm going to add in my highlights. This is the e.l.f. bronzing brush, but I actually don't use it for bronzer. I use it for highlight. So once again, I'm going to take this Pink Nudes palette from Profusion, and I'm going to use this highlight, which is called Smashing. And I'm just going to put it a little bit on. You see, this highlight is pretty pigmented. So I'm just going to rub some right there. And then I rub some on my nose, just the tip of my nose, and then kind of like the bridge of my nose, and then just rub a little bit down. Yeah. So now, the only thing I have left is lips, I think. I think I've done everything else. I think I'm going to use this one. This is the Superstay Matte Ink from Maybelline in the shade 80 Ruler. It's called Ruler, but the color, I mean the number is 80, in case you're wondering. Okay, so this is the lipstick. It's a little brighter than what I wanted it to be, but I still really, really like this lipstick. The formula is a little bit sticky, but I don't know, I really like the color and like the consistency of it. Like, the only thing I would say is that it is a little sticky, even for a little bit after you're wearing it and stuff, but it also smells really good. Like, this smells super good. I'm actually going to take this LA Colors contour stick, and I'm going to it's not super pigmented, which I actually kind of like. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rub it underneath, put a little bit underneath my eyebrow, like my brow bone. Put some there. Then I'm going to put some in my inner corner as my inner corner highlight. Now with my finger, I'm just going to kind of blend that out nicely, just to make sure it looks more natural. And so this is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to try to link some of these products down below if I remember at all. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would love that. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, so just let me know also what look you would like for me to do next time, whether it's more of a bold look, an even more natural look. Yeah, maybe it's something like not as bright of a lipstick color or whatever. But yeah, so I will see you guys in my next video, and yeah, so have a good day.